I love that we get to close a rift in a Chantry. It's legitimately so much fun.
Fascinating.
Oh?
How does that work exactly? You don't even know, do you?
No, not at all.
You just wiggle your fingers and boom. Rift closes.
Yep.
Who are you?
Ah, getting ahead of myself again, I see. Dorian of House Pavus, most recently of Minrathous. How do you do?
Another Tevinter. Be cautious with this one.
Suspicious friends you have here. Magister Alexius was once my mentor, so my assistance should be valuable, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Let's see. Where's Felix?
I was expecting Felix to be here.
I'm sure he's on his way. He was to give you the note, then meet us here after ditching his father.
So, I know the answer. I mean, but I know, like, if I was RPing Jen, I probably wouldn't ask this one because I like to think that like, in my head, Genevieve's a little bit more, like, I don't want to say, like, well-rounded, but like she's got more knowledge about random ass things comparatively to like my other two characters. But I love this line too much, so we're gonna go for it.
Are you a Magister?
All right, let's say this once. I'm a mage from Tevinter, but not a member of the Magisterium. I know Southerners use the terms interchangeably, but that only makes you sound like barbarians.
I just love it so much. The way he's like resigned. I will say this once. And once only. And like, so in my head, like Genevieve, because she is a noble, will probably have gone through some kind of schooling where like she'll understand some of these concepts a little bit more. So she might not have necessarily asked that. Why help us?
You're betraying your mentor because...
Alexius was my mentor. Meaning he's not any longer. Not for some time. Look, you must know there's danger.
Oh, yeah.
That should be obvious even without the note. Let's start with Alexius claiming the allegiance of the mage rebels out from under you. As if by magic, yes? Which is exactly right. To reach Redcliffe, before the Inquisition, Alexius distorted time itself.
Mm-hmm. To get here before me, right? Because why else would you get here that quick?
He arranged it so he could arrive here just after the Divine died.
You catch on quick.
I try.
Manipulating time itself? Many have attempted over the ages, but never once succeeded.
The rift you closed here. You saw how it twisted time around itself, sped some things up and slowed others down. Soon, there will be more like it, and they'll appear further and further away from Redcliffe. The magic Alexius is using is wildly unstable, and it's unraveling the world.
It's fine. That's fine. That's so normal, right? Like, why not? We got rifts, we got demons, we've got, you know, holes in the sky, all that other stuff. Why wouldn't we also have magic that is unraveling the world?
You're asking me to take a lot on faith.
I know what I'm talking about. I helped develop this magic. When I was still his apprentice, it was pure theory. Alexius could never get it to work. What I don't understand is why he's doing it, ripping time to shreds just to gain a few hundred lackeys.
He didn't do it for them.
Took you long enough. Is he getting suspicious?
No, but I shouldn't have played the illness card. I thought he'd be fussing over me all day. My father's joined a cult, Tevinter Supremacists. They call themselves Venatori. And I can tell you one thing. Whatever he's done for them, he's done it to get to you.
Get to me? I am sincerely flattered by all of that. What does he want with me, though?
Why would he rearrange time and indenture the Mage Rebellion just to get to me?
They're obsessed with you, but I don't know why. Perhaps because you survived the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
You can close the rifts. Maybe there's a connection. Or they see you as a threat.
If the
Or
Venatori
both.
are behind those rifts or the breach in the sky, they're even worse than I thought.
Yeah, same. Why are you telling me all this, though? Isn't this your dad we're talking about?
Alexius is your father. Why are you working against him?
For the same reason Dorian works against him. I love my father, and I love my country. But this? Cults? Time magic? What he's doing now is madness. For his own sake, you have to stop him.
It would also be nice if he didn't rip a hole in time.
Well, yeah.
There's already a hole in the sky.
I mean, a hole in time is probably a lot harder to clean up at the end of the day than a hole in the sky. But, you know, I'm completely flattered still that he did this to meet me.
All this for me. And here I didn't get Alexius anything.
Send him a fruit basket. Everyone loves those.
I heard that rumor.
You know you're his target. Expecting the trap is the first step in turning it to your advantage. I can't stay in Redcliffe. Alexius doesn't know I'm here, and I want to keep it that way for now. But whenever you're ready to deal with him, I want to be there. I'll be in touch.
Bye. I'll miss
and
you.
Felix, try not to get yourself killed.
There are worse things than dying, Dorian.
As we find out firsthand through the next mission, or through that mission, there are 100% things worse than dying. But y'all, good news. We have hit that point in the game where we can now, if we wanted, pretty much like, I think we probably have enough standing where we influence, standing, whatever, that we could just, you know, go and do all this now. But we're not going to. Not at all. So many things to do. The Hinterlands can't, you know, do. Wait. I wish you could click those. Hold on. Circle of Mage. All right, let's see this one. Is it groups? Yes. The Circle of Magi was established centuries ago to protect us and to protect those without magic from the things we might do. Okay. All right. So I've referenced this several times here and in my DA2, possibly my DAO Let's Play, where we talked about the creation of the circle. And we read a codex entry in Hawk's basement, and it went through all of that. And I found that to be fascinating. So let's read about the Circle of Magi from this perspective now, and then compare the two. The Circle of Magi was established centuries ago to protect us and to protect those without magic from the things we might do. No man in his right mind would disagree that these are noble goals. I refuse to believe that the Chantry intended the injustice and oppression we suffered in the intervening years. Segregation of mages from non-mages within Templar-guarded compounds was the best, possibly only option available. We have recently had to face the stark reality that the system has failed us. The Circle of Magi in Ferelden's Kinloch Hold was one of the most liberally run, and even there we saw sedition and dissent, resulting in a failed revolt that nearly destroyed the entire tower. Perhaps stringency could work where leniency failed? I would present Kirkwall's gallows as evidence. Against such things, Knight Commander Meredith's vice grip on the circle and her care backfired, leaving us where we are now. If the circles, no matter how they are managed, do not, perhaps cannot, function as intended, what is next? There are no easy answers. The events of recent years have forced me to re-examine my views on freedom. As Equitarians, we have always advocated self-control and cooperation with the Chantry. But this approach may no longer serve. I must consider that our libertarian brothers and sisters had the right of it all along. Look at the strife and chaos that now consumes our world. Fighting for independence, for a better system, may not improve our situation, but it cannot make it any worse. So this is from 939. So this has happened after the events of DA2, stuff like that. So this is a modern take on it. What it fails to address is that mages created the Circle of Magi, right? Like the mages were done being controlled by the Chantry. They did not want to live in the Chantry, be controlled by the Chantry, stuff like that. So they sequestered themselves, and the Templar Order went to just make sure everything was okay. So the idea was that the Chantry wouldn't run things anymore. And there was, cited that the mages basically were like glorified lamplighters for the Chantries and stuff like that. And they ended up protesting, barricading themselves in, and they refused to light the sacred, whatever they were, braziers or something like that. And eventually, you know, they all came to a conclusion that they needed to leave. They were done. So the fact that I refuse to believe that the Chantry intended injustice and oppression we suffered in the intervening years, the Chantry didn't intend anything. This wasn't the Chantry from the beginning with the Circle. The Circle was never meant to be controlled by the Chantry. So you can see how after a couple of cycles of people going through the Circle, like, you know, a couple generations in, stuff like that, and people forgot what it had been like before. People had forgotten where they came from. People had forgotten how the Circle was formed. The Chantry was able to come in a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, to the point now where it controls everything. So in the end, the Chantry didn't lose. Mages and Templars both lost, because now you've got even more hatred amongst Templars and mages comparatively, it sounds like, at least in these codex entries, to what it was before everything happened, which is really interesting. So the Chantry was able to kind of take the blame that was being placed on them and place it on the Templars. So people hate the Chantry a little less and hate the Templars a little bit more, allowing them to do whatever it is that they want. And I find that to be a really interesting way that history has evolved over time. So this is Troubles of a Chantry Scholar. Excerpt from a lecture. Oh, this is a Brother Genitivi. You can't leave a Brother Genitivi lecture on the table. You have to. As students of culture, it is important to always recognize your biases. I wear my Chantry perspective openly. For if my readers do not understand the lens through which I view the world, they cannot account for how these biases may color my writing. Actually, I freaking love that. I had a teacher way back when who mentioned to us, like at the start, like opened up pretty much just the whole year of learning with everything that you do, everything that you say, everything that you learn, everything that you read is based off of somebody's worldview. Everything is based off of however you perceive the world, where you're from, what your family's like, what your family has gone through, what you've gone through. So if you're going to write down the events of something, it will be, you know, through that lens, as Brother Genitivi states it here. And it's the same thing. So like you can see an event and 3 other people can see it, and it'll all be written slightly different because you have 3 different lenses that you're viewing the world through. So this is actually really true. And one of the things that makes codex entries for lore in video games so interesting, because you have Brother Genitivi, who here openly states he wears his bias on his sleeve kind of thing. He is openly for the Chantry. He loves the Chantry. He is Brother Genitivi. So everything that you read from him is going to be from that perspective of somebody that loves the Chantry, of somebody that is researching more and more and more, and somebody who's not going to be turning on Andraste. Whereas if you read something from, like, the same story from somebody's perspective who's from Tevinter, or maybe an elf who, you know, believes in the elven gods or something like that, or somebody that doesn't believe in any of them, all of these events will sound slightly different. So I do love that this is how we're opening it. Gathering accurate information is challenging in a place as vast and fragmented as Thedas. One man may go on at length about lurid dealings with the king and then refuse to provide his name or some proof of the account. Other sources may conflict wildly. Fixing travel to some of the more remote areas of the continent is nothing compared to the difficulty I've had finding contacts that I can trust. I cannot tell you how many times reputable people have tried to deceive me, sometimes for personal notoriety, more often in the interest of a pet cause. Trustworthy Canary, Dalish, and Tevinter contacts are especially scarce, and I prize those I have kept friendly. Often, it is I who must earn their trust. Texts, too, can be unreliable. From extensive readings, I have determined that Andraste was a Ferelden or Legion who was born in every town from here to Hosburg. What little remains of elven history has been told and retold, shifted and skewed, until the tales are unrecognizable. And that part, 100% you can see is true, as we've watched the unfolding of the Dragon Age series. Especially with what we know for Solus, what we've seen in the previews of DA4. That couldn't be more correct. I have particular respect for the dwarves, for there is no other people so obsessed with recording an accurate and complete history. If only the Shapers were as open as the skies they fear. That, though, that we learn in DAO that the Shapers yeah, they record the history, but the Shapers can record the history however they want. They can skew it however they want. So Brother Genitivi is almost a little too trusting here. He's almost a little too trusting that the Shapers are going to record it correctly. Because we learned that that is definitely not always the case. And if it were, I mean, we also kind of learned that in Descent. If they were, we would have learned about Titans. We would know about their connection to the elves and the ancient elves. We'd know about, you know, dwarven magic that doesn't but does exist kind of thing. We know more about all of that. Now you can make the case that because we lost so many Tigers in the Deep Road, that's why the Shapers don't have that. The Orzammar Shapers didn't have all the history, all the knowledge. But that just feels like a very easy, convenient explanation that they give you, as opposed to the truth where the Shapers are shaping, like they're called Shapers for a reason. They're shaping history the way that is convenient for them at the time. If I can be honest, the long reign of the Chantry has made the recording of reality at times a trial. Most common histories have been rewritten through the filter of my religion. Everything has meaning as it pertains to the Maker, and while this is unavoidable, it sometimes leads to conflict between what is officially taught by the Chantry and what I have seen with my own eyes. While my belief in the Maker is absolute, only a fool would ignore the lessons to be learned from other societies and religions. Take the Fade. Was it the kingdom of the Maker, as common knowledge dictates, or the realm of Tevinter gods? Few people would contest its existence. But beyond that, there is little agreement among scholars. Though there are many who would disagree with me, I have come to believe nothing is for certain. I've met too many people and encountered too many perspectives not to keep an open mind about these things. And yeah, like, I think that this is probably the most honest bit of writing you'll ever read by Brother Genitivi, and it's probably his most important. Because I've come to believe nothing is for certain. Like that's kind of what you're learning as you read through, like, especially in the context of history and the way that all of this goes down. And you have to admire somebody who's so devout to the Maker, so devout to his religion, but can still look and still look at you and say, I'm not, like, I can't discount the other religions that I've stumbled across. I can't discount the other societies that I've come across. Like, they all have interesting, valid, unique perspectives that challenge what I believe and may not be wrong. And that's probably why I always, like, I don't know, I've always appreciated the fact that we see history through the lives of Brother Genitivi throughout the 3 games, and you can kind of see how his writing has developed over the decades. Because, like, literally now we're, like, into decades, multiple decades with DA4 coming out, which is kind of insane for Dragon Age lore.
Need cults? Aren't they weird enough?
Since they've outmaneuvered us so far, it might be wise to take the Venatori seriously.
I'm taking them seriously, for sure. 100%. Can't not take them seriously.
I'll ask around again tomorrow.
Okay. So I keep forgetting we have this. Like, can I grab? Yeah, so you can. I can treat this like DA2 and DAO. I forgot. When I first played, I think I only played it in this way where I could, like, get my mouse back. And then I went back to, like, the normal, like, RP, like, modern RPG. But I think for right now we're gonna go back this way. Can I talk to you now? No? Really? Wait, really? How do I help you? Do I have to have been up? Huh. Did I miss something? I want to go find your ram in the Hinterlands. Let me go find your missing ram. All right. Unless you're down here. But I thought it was that guy. I thought that was him. Okay.
Good day.
Good day.
Travel safely.
Oh, you too. Okay. Hero of Ferelden. I can't click on that, right? I wish you could click on those and it would open up like in DAO. And DAO is beautiful for that. No. The hero of Ferelden grew up in Denerim's impoverished elven alienage. By the way, this is Emery. Ish. Emery-ish. Yes, this is Emery. I did, because I custom made Genevieve's world state to be Emery and Mari as best as I could without their games having been finished. So, let's see what exactly they have to say about our dear daughter, Emery. The hero of Ferelden grew up in Denerim's impoverished elven alienage. A bitter clash with a Denerim noble during the hero's wedding resulted in the hero facing arrest by the city guard. The Grey Warden Commander Duncan recruited the hero, saving her from a certain death sentence. After defeating the Archdemon and ending the 5th Blight, the hero took up the mantle of Warden Commander. She began the task of rebuilding the Order in Ferelden, serving with honor until her disappearance several years later. Her current whereabouts are unknown, and that's the way she likes it. I'm telling you right now, this is the way my daughter likes it. Don't find her. I'm telling you right now. Emery's like, I did my job. Leave me alone. Oh. I like it though that you're facing arrest by the city guard, and it's like, Em was probably facing more than arrest, given what she did, at the start of DAO. I'm still pretty proud of her. Anything? Okay. Genevieve was present at the Temple of Sacred Ashes as a representative of her family's interests, along with other distant relatives in the Chantry. She was the only survivor at the temple after the explosion. Rumors that the mysterious mark on her hand is a sign of the Maker's favor were spread. Oh, by those that claim they saw the Divine Prophet, Andraste herself, lead Lady Genevieve out of the fate. Oh my god, I forgot. Wait, Trevelyan's are nobility out of Ostwick. Old and distinguished family, good standing among its peers, strong ties to the Chantry, youngest son and daughters, those 3rd or 4th born with little chance of becoming heirs, often join the Chantry to become Templars or clerics. As the youngest child, Lady Genevieve Trevelyan was expected to follow suit until the disaster of the Conclave. Please, please, please. You think our Genevieve, our daughter, was going to become a Templar or a cleric? No, please. Please, that's never gonna happen.
Even before the sky fell open, this was a land of spirits and demons. Magic grows wild in the hills of Redcliffe.
Tell me about Redcliffe Village.
Tell me about your people.
They say a spirit dwells in a small lake south of the highway. The girls of the village bring it daisies and ask for love, but rarely does it listen. For 'tis a spirit of valor, not love, and it favors blood lotus flowers.
Okay, let's go do it. Let's go leave it blood lotus flowers. I don't know why I can't talk to that guy about his ram. Hopefully soon. Maybe I gotta like leave and come back or something. I don't know. I can't do that either. But what we can do is... Right, there's that. There's that. And then we need... I never told him about that. Oh my goodness. Let's go here first then. Am I like kind of curious if round 2.0 we can do this rift? Yes. Yes, I am. Is this me being foolish and I just said like 10 minutes ago we weren't gonna try it? What level are you? 7. Let's not be that person, Jen. Jen, we're not. Let's not. Okay, girl? Like, let's 100% not worry about it anymore until we worry about it next. Let's go do this and then that actually should get us a fair amount of XP too. Then we'll backtrack. Well, not backtrack. We'll go to the other camp and then go up to find Blackwall. I don't know why I just said his name like that, but I did. You're welcome. I'm here.
If those refugees are going to defend themselves, they'll need real defenses. I've got a few ideas.
I've built watchtowers in the areas you recommended.
Nicely done. That'll give both your refugees and our farmers some warning next time trouble pays a visit. I'll speak to the master and have weapons sent to your people at the crossroads.
Thank you. Did we talk to his wife? Did we give her the good news about the wolves? Oh. Hi.
You deal with the wolves, and our farmers will be safe again.
No, I haven't.
The wolves should be back to normal now. There shouldn't be any further trouble.
That's good to hear. I'll send word to the farmers and let my husband know what you've done. It may not seem like much, but you've given this land hope it desperately needed. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Wait, that's so funny because I've changed the horse at Skyhold. Not Skyhold, Haven. My mount has changed down here. So in case you didn't know that, you can do that. And you could roleplay that Dennett gave you a creepy ass horse, and I love that.
Elena says you got rid of those demon-cursed wolves.
I did.
Should be safer for our farmers now. You've held up your end of our bargain, Inquisition. You'll have my whole stable and good hands to go with it.
Will you join?
You sent your stable hands and your horses to the Inquisition. What about you?
Well, you've cleaned up the area, and I can't say I'm not tempted. Still, it feels wrong to abandon my land to go play horsemaster again.
Vivian?
Enough. I can call in favors with a chevalier in Val Royaux and acquire an Orlesian horsemaster easily enough.
The Orlesians? Hang that. No hopped-up Orlesian pissboy knows more about horses than I do. All right, Inquisition. I'll look to your horses myself. Never let it be said that Redcliffe gave less than the best. Just let me settle matters here and say goodbye to my wife. I'll meet you at Haven.
Just take Elena with you. We could use Elena. Cause I like how sassy she can be. I think that Elena should just come with you, personally. I actually find it incredibly sad that his wife doesn't get to go with him. Let's do Upper Lake Camp. This is where things start to get good. I mean, they've been actually fantastic this whole time. But this is where we're really and truly getting into the heart of some really random stuff in the Hinterlands. This is where usually one would go, I'm going to get Blackwall and then I'm done. If you're not a Hinterlands fiend like some of us are. Because the upper back area is good, but it's a lot. But first we got to offer up Blood Lotus. I don't know if we're going to do, like, honestly, Valimar is right there. And I know I could get the key for it and then we could go there before. But because we had to go there with Varric later anyways, I'm honestly just going to do it all at once. Because, like, I feel like we should not have to do it multiple times kind of thing. Okay. I got a sword. You're welcome. And this is always so pretty. I don't know why, like, I find this area to be gorgeous. Tear to Bright Axe, first stanza. Yay. There he is. Blackwall. Hi, I made it. I hope I didn't keep you too long.